Hello everyone, welcome back to TH Designs. Again, we're doing another recreation coming hot off of Pantherian, of course the former Intimidator 305. Kind of on a little hot streak right now. Felt like doing Kingda Ka. Of course, it was tore down earlier this year, very controversially. With the Six Flags Cedar Fair merger, they decided to take away anything that was losing them money, and Kingda Ka was, I guess, losing them money. Much to the chagrin of the entire coaster world. But I'm trying to carry on the legacy by recreating it in the game. I've seen many people do their own spin off of the recreation. I wanted to give it my own whirl. I thought this wouldn't take as long as it did, considering that obviously the layout is super short. I think it's less than 1,000 feet, and that's really just because the actual hill is 450, I believe, or something like that. Of course, Kingda Ka was the tallest coaster in the world. Ironically, it was a few months away, a few years away maybe, depending on what happens with Falcon's Flight, from being replaced with that record. So either way, it technically held the fastest as well for a little bit until Formula Rossa came out, the coaster that kind of everybody forgot about but still exists. But anyway, you just see me in this time lapse. I'm not going to take up too much of your time, so I'm going to do a little bit of commentary and then we're going to move on, let you guys enjoy it, and of course do a cinematic. But I'm having fun with the really great color scheme. One of my favorite parts about Kingda Ka is the lime green, the dark green towards the end of its life, mixed with the teal. And also with the dueling stations, I really enjoyed that part because I was able to kind of mess around with transfer tracks a little bit, and it just adds to the realism. Coasters that kind of hide that stuff away, it's kind of hard to really sell it as being a realistic build, if you know what I mean. And again, with the colors, I love the colors of the trains, deciding if that one should be green or orange. And like I just said, the transfer tracks is what I'm setting up right now, as well as the utility sheds, which are right next to, which you'll see as the time lapse goes on. You'll also see me build the zoom and drop, excuse me, which of course is the free fall drop. I believe it's intimate, but I might be wrong about that, which is actually built into the support structure of Kingda Ka. I believe it actually has been non-functioning, standing but not operating, for a while. I might be wrong about that, I'm not sure, but I remember like when it first came out, it was a really big deal and it kind of was really underwhelming. But I tried to recreate it the best that I could. I actually think it looked pretty good. Again, you won't see it for another 5 or 10 minutes, but it's like one of the last things I do, and I just wanted to touch upon it because I was really happy with it. But you just see me working on the parking lot here, which is classic Six Flags. Whether or not Kingda Ka qualifies as a parking lot coaster, I'll leave that up for the comments to debate. Six Flags loves placing coasters in this environment. I will say, however, on the other side of the parking lot towards the entrance, there actually is a little bit of theming, and if you've been to Six Flags Great Adventure, there actually is pretty recognizable, pretty appreciative theming around the coaster of like this like Asian theming around, of course, the whole station and theme of Kingda Ka. But besides that, everything was relatively straightforward. I try not to put too much time and energy into the pathing and everything around the coaster, kind of because I was a little bit rushed. I'm going on vacation tomorrow, actually, as I'm making this, but this will be releasing, I believe, Sunday. I might be wrong about that. You guys will let me know. But I just wanted to really get this out. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I also wanted to touch upon, before I just let you guys watch the time lapse and enjoy it, I also wanted to touch upon the fact that this channel has an Etsy shop now, and specifically relative to this video, we are selling a memorial plaque for Kingda Ka. So if you want your own physical memorabilia of the coaster, you can go ahead and find TH Designs on Etsy. The link will be in the description. I have it right here actually. It's made of birch and walnut and basswood. It's roughly 11 to 16 inches more or less, depending on what size you order. But it's layered wood and it's laser engraved to, of course, show off the skyline almost of the coaster as well as the train itself. So go ahead and check that out. Love to get your guys' feedback on that. So yeah, also on the Etsy, you'll see some stadiums, of course, which the channel is what first blew up on. So you'll see some stadium plaques for that. It's more like seating charts with a city skyline. And if you want your own custom one, that is also an option in the Etsy. Just click the customization and personalization tab, and I'll go ahead and work along with you, and we can make something really fun. Because right now we only have the Eagle Stadium, which is of course my local team, and I would love to get that palette and that library much bigger. So I believe that kind of covers everything I wanted to. Sorry for the little inner promotional work, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'll show some pictures, I'm sure I already did, of what the plaque actually looks like. I think you guys will really enjoy it, so that's why I wanted to let you know that it's available. Otherwise, I'm gonna let you guys just watch the time lapse and hope you enjoy it. I was really happy with how it came out, especially for being relatively short and simple layout. I think I did a really nice job with it, and I hope you guys enjoy. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for the cinematic, but I mean, with how iconic of a coaster it is, I feel pretty good that it'll be something fun and special. So I guess you guys will find out in 5 or 10 minutes, and I gotta go get to working on that. So see you guys then. Take care. Alright everyone, we are back. The build is complete. First thing you'll notice is that the lighting is very different than it was in the time lapse, and that's because I realized that the sun is coming from behind the coaster top hat, so everything is just like shadowed in darkness facing towards like hard cam. So this lighting kind of helps a little bit. It's like morning lighting, 9 a.m. I kind of do this lighting sometimes to make the build look more realistic anyway, so it kind of works out, I guess. I did it for Falcon's Flight as well, but I mean, just looking at this build, I'm very happy with it. I mean, zoom and draw drop I think looks fantastic. Thankfully I made an SNS freefall or launch freefall, whatever you want to call it, so I was able to steal those seats, so that was very nice. That saved me plenty of time. And I really wanted to put them on a moving platform, but I realized that you can't put an existing scenery build onto a moving platform, so that was a little frustrating. So they're officially stuck at the top now, which is what we're going to have to live with. But otherwise, I think everything looks really nice. I love that it made the support structure for me. That saved me a lot of time. All these buildings were just based off of what I saw on Google Earth. Pretty straightforward stuff. I'm guessing this is all utility stuff. I think I said this in the actual time-lapse commentary, but I love when the transfer track is exposed like that. It just really helps with the realism. Pantherian also had that. And let's talk about the station. So I'll take the criticism, if you would like, for it's a little sloppy, and I'll take that L. But it covers the general gist. It doesn't look horrible. It's really these railings and balusters that aren't my best work, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's because I'm trying to get this video out before I leave tomorrow, so I kind of had to cut some corners, and you know, it's definitely not my proudest work. It gets the job done. On another day, I probably do take the time to make the actual balusters and railings custom, but today wasn't that day. Otherwise, though, I feel pretty good. I love the parking lot. Not in real life, but in the build, I think that looks really nice. It gives it, I mean, just look at that scale. That's fantastic with the coaster going up and everything. That's great. But as always, this will be available in the workshop, and that code will be in the description. It may be at the end of the video. We'll see what I end up doing. If it's not, it will be in the description as always. Otherwise, we are all good. Let's cut over to that cinematic. This should be a fun one to make. I feel really good about this. I feel like I captured the essence of Kingda Ka. So hope you guys enjoy. See you later.
All right, put your hands up. Thrill seekers are excited about the tallest, fastest roller coaster on Earth.
Back behind me is the Kingda Ka, and just on the end there, it is a 45-story drop.
Today at the Six Flags Great Adventure Amusement Park in Jackson, New Jersey.
And Great Adventure, for now at least, is the heavyweight champ with the fastest, tallest coaster in the world.
I think my spleen is in my foot or something like that, but other than that, I'm fine.
456 feet straight up, then back down and around.
This even took me by surprise. It was just beyond. It's skydiving, it's drag racing, it's rocket launching, it's everything that you've ever thought of as an extreme activity. And it's all wrapped into one thing.
Take another look at that thing. 2 words, Bob. No way.